What is up, guys? It is extremely hot right now. It's probably about 106, 109, something like that. Thankfully, we are leaving Arizona soon. This is going to be the last video I filmed sitting out here like this. Also, I would like to apologize because my last video I filmed out here was like a 3-month update, obviously, as you guys can see. And my stupid self uploaded the original file, like the unedited file, and that was awkward. It was me like fixing my hair, looking around, repeating myself multiple times because that's what you do when you're filming a video. I know it's like the Wizard of Oz where you find out the wizard's not real or whatever, but I just accidentally uploaded the wrong file. I guess I have mommy brain or whatever. So as you can tell by the title of this video, this is a Q&A, which I've only done a couple of these on my channel, but the reason I decided to do another one is because I keep getting asked the same questions over and over again, and I was gonna make this video just to answer them and clear them up, but you know what? Screw that. If people can't take the time out of their day to go and watch my YouTube videos and get the answer to the questions they keep asking in my DMs, then I don't have time to respond to your DMs. Simple as that. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you're gonna be like, how's Florida? How's the road trip? How's it? Like, I state in every broadcast and in every video, I'm still in Arizona. So please stop asking ignorant questions. Anyways, in no particular order, without further ado, let's just get into these questions. Out of all your old YouTube videos, which ones did you like the most and the least? And this is actually kind of a sad story. The videos that I really wish I still had up on my channel that I had some of the most fun filming were my go-go videos, a lot of my poll videos. When I started doing You Now, I got threatened and harassed constantly by this dude who claimed he was gonna leak all my information, claimed he was gonna hurt me, claimed all kinds of stuff if I didn't remove these videos off my channel. And I should have just put them private. I don't know why I was so stupid and just deleted all of them. And now I got my old computer wiped and I'm never gonna get to see any of those videos again. And also, all the music videos I used to make to the music I used to make, I deleted a lot of those because I felt like they were cringy. And like when I first started live streaming, I was trying to create a brand-friendly persona. Like, this is kind of a little off subject, but not really. It's kind of annoying now that OnlyFans is very, very normalized. Like, I have guys that DM me and they're like, oh, can you sell me nudes? Can you do this? And I'm like, no, I don't do that. They're like, oh, why not? Or like, if, you know, you say like you're not into that and you don't really think it's like the right thing to do, people are like, oh, you're just insecure. Oh, you're just a hater, blah, blah. It's like, no. I got ripped to shreds for like 11 years. I got ripped to shreds by my ex-boyfriend. I got ripped to shreds by people on live streaming apps, by creepy guys all over the world. I got called a porn star, I got called a hoe, I got called everything you could possibly think of for being a dancer. Something that's not documented. There's no pictures of me at the strip club. There's no videos of me giving lap dances. There's nothing. It's completely under the table. It's never gonna pop up again in my life unless someone's like, hey, she used to be a stripper. But it's kind of sad that I got harassed for so many years, and to the point where I deleted content off my channel, like poll videos and stuff, because I felt like I'm not gonna get a partnership. I'm not gonna, you know, get monetized. I'm not gonna get this because of this past of, you know, of something so simple like poll tricks, which aren't even like inherently slutty if you think about it. And I got ripped for all of it and deleted all of my go-go and poll videos off my channel because I was wearing sports bras and like little shorts, and I was like, oh no, it's not part of my brand, like I'm gonna get in trouble. And I really do regret that. Videos that the videos I liked the least were videos where I wasn't really my authentic self. Like, I really tried to do some like Leafy is Here type content where I posted pictures and like had commentary and stuff like that. Like, that's not really me. Like, it's not very genuine, and all those videos are definitely removed at this point. But yeah, videos where I was just trying to be like trying to be vloggy or trying to be like a commentary YouTuber or trying to do this or that. Like, those videos are cringy to me because I was trying to be a type of person that I actually wasn't. How many times have you had your tattoos laser removed? I've actually considered making a whole story time on this in itself because this is quite the story time. For anyone who might know anything about tattoo removal, I went and got my tattoos lasered at this place called Dr. Tatoff, and they actually went bankrupt. A scam they were pulling though, they basically wanted you to pay for all of your sessions up front, and if your tattoos weren't removed in the amount of sessions they quoted you for, then they would just keep going for free. So for me, it was about $900 for my shoulder, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be about 9 sessions for it to be gone. And when I went back for like my 8th session or something, their business was completely closed. Everything was removed from the inside, like completely shut down. I tried calling them, no phones, nothing. So, I mean, I did get scammed. Like, this is like I said, a whole video in itself. I feel even worse for other people who were on like session number 1 or 2 before they went bankrupt. At least I got like 8, maybe 9 sessions in before they got bankrupt. I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, it's pretty much mostly gone. There used to be a black tattoo across my shoulder, and it's like faintly there now. So if I did go and get it lasered one more time, it would probably be completely gone, not even noticeable. I got my arm lasered a few times, like 4 times or something, but I only wanted it like light enough to do some cover-up work because all this purple right here is cover-up work. It used to be like stars, and down here I was planning on getting cover-up work, but now, as you can see, it's just all faded and ugly. So if I did have the money, obviously I would go get my shoulder hit again. I would get this hit like 1 or 2 more times so I could do some cover work. And the next thing to go would be my chest. I think I might leave Queen just because it's not that offensive, but Electro, that's gotta go. Like, that has to go. That's really awkward. If I had a lot of money, like just hundreds of thousands of dollars to blow on things like this, I would just get the whole thing removed. I'd just get my arm completely removed. I mean, I don't really mind this tattoo, but I'd prefer to not be tattooed, and obviously this isn't going anywhere. So no matter what, with the rest of my life, I'm gonna have to have a half sleeve or a full sleeve if that's what I want to do. But I would prefer to get a job at like Disney or something someday, and I already know I'm gonna have to cover it up with some sort of high quality makeup or something if that's something I want to do. So the last thing I want to do is add more tattoos to my body at this point. So to answer your question, I got my shoulder hit about 8 or 9 times, and I got my arm hit in 2 locations about 4 or 5 times. But I would like to get more work done possibly in the future if I could. But it's like $100 plus a session. So, and it hurts pretty bad. I mean, not like life debilitating, but it does leave like scabs and stuff. So it was kind of awkward. I remember I went to work one night, and I was like, after I got my shoulder lasered, and some guy was like, oh, is that a prison tat? No, it's called laser removal. Would you like to give Tiger a brother or sister one day? P.S. You are such a great mom. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And also, yes, I do want to have at least 1 more kid, maybe 2. We will see. Since my first kid was a C-section, that kind of sets the bar for the rest of my kids that are probably going to be C-sections. And there's only so many times I'm willing to be cut open and re-sewed back up before I don't know if my body will go back to normal, you know? And I know there's sometimes the option of having like a natural delivery, like out your, you know, but honestly, I don't want to do that because I've heard horror stories. I would rather have a line on my body in that area than have like a whole bunch of stitches and other stuff going down there like in another area. The last thing I want is a C-section scar and a wrecked vajay. So if we're just gonna wreck one, we're just gonna keep cutting on the same scar. But obviously I am not having any more kids with the baby daddy. You could not pay me to touch the guy like at this point. So if I do have more kids, it's gonna have to be with someone that I'm in a serious relationship with, and not like someone who is going to leave me at all, ever. I want to make sure the next time is serious. But if for some reason I'm just loaded, come across a lot of money, win the lottery, who knows what happens with my life, then I would just get like a sperm donation center and then just be like, screw it. I have plenty of money. I'll just do it on my own. I do want to have more than one kid. I feel bad of him just being an only child. So yeah, I do at least want to try one more time. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. Preferably it'd be nice to have one boy and a girl, but you can't really pick these things. This question really triggered me, but I felt like I had to answer it just because it's so dumb. I'm sorry to the person who asked it. The question is, are you going to live in the RV forever? No! Like, you really think I'm just gonna live in an RV the rest of my life? Like, what kind of question is that? Obviously, we're just using the RV for this road trip. My parents did want to maybe sell it eventually, but another thing we might do with it is just keep it in a storage facility. They have storage facilities in every state, kind of like how there's U-Haul storage facilities, stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm talking about, where you can store boxes and stuff. There's places that are like garages where you park an RV or a boat or a food truck or whatever, and you pay like a monthly fee to store it there. So that's either what my parents are gonna do. I told them that they should Airbnb it. They have like an RV B&B service, so you can make money off your RV, but there's a chance people might trash it, and my parents don't want to risk that. So they're either going to just keep it in a garage somewhere or sell it when we get to Florida. But I hope they don't, because I really want to take it to EDC someday. Not Vegas, EDC, Orlando. I want to like deck it out with lights, make a whole bunch of like fluffy pillows and stuff in there. So like when you come back from the rave, your shower's there, your bed is there, there's lights everywhere. And if we want to travel anywhere, it's cool because you have like your house on wheels, you know? So this question is, what's the cringiest date you've been on? And I've told this story so many times in my live broadcast, but I'm going to condense this version for you guys. Let's just start from the beginning of this date. This guy shows up at my house I was living at with his steering wheel in his hand. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna have to take your car. My car sucks or whatever. And I thought he had a nice car because he was always posting pictures of it like, oh, my ride's so good, blah, blah, blah. And evidently it was a piece of crap. It was like missing a window, all this stuff. He had a steering wheel in his hand. And so I was like, okay, strike one. Like, I have to drive us on this date. Like, that's like something that will automatically trigger me. If you don't have a car or you have an unreliable car and we go on a date and you expect me to like drive us, I'm automatically triggered. All right, strike number two. We went to the Universal Studios City Walk. We went to the Universal City Walk where there's like a movie theater and stuff. He made me pay for the parking and the garage there. He didn't pay for that. Then we got to the movies. He made me pay for the movies. This is like 3 strikes on this dude now. He's like, okay, like I'll buy the snacks. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. He buys like the bare minimum, like makes us share a drink, doesn't even get us popcorn, gets like a few of those like, you know, candy boxes, like 2 candy boxes or something. And I'm like, okay, like I'm trying to be like bitchy about it. And then we get into the movie. We sit down, like the lights are still on. Not even the previews have started, nothing. He's like, oh, can you pass those cookie bites? And he literally eats all the fucking candy before the movie even starts. First of all, if I knew you were gonna do that, I would have bought my own. Clearly I had money to buy my own candy. Instead of you ruining the movie now because you ate all the freaking candy, which really sucks because that was such a good movie. The movie that we saw, like, is one of my favorite movies, honestly. So we go back to where I lived, and I'm thinking, okay, like, he's gonna take a hint. This wasn't the best date, and he's gonna go home. The dude would not go home. Like, he kept trying to, like, force me to hook up with him or whatever, and I was like, oh, hi, no, I'm so tired. Oh, I'm so tired. Like, I'm thinking he would take a hint, you know, like, oh, okay, like, she's tired, I should go home. No. He just was like, okay, cool, yeah, let's crash. And like just spends the fucking night, uninvited. The next morning we wake up and he's trying to hook up with me again. And I'm like, oh, no, let's not. Like I'm trying to like avoid it like the plague. And then he's like, oh, check out this video on YouTube. Check out this, look this up. Let's watch this. And I eventually had to be like, dude, I gotta go to work. He was like sitting at my house, like smoking weed, wasting my time, like when I need to get ready for work and stuff, and eventually just had to like kick him out. And then on top of that, he tried to make out with me when he left, and his breath was horrible. What type of personality does Tiger have, and does it remind you of your own personality? According to my parents, as far as like babies go, I'm not a baby anymore, and he's not an adult or a girl, so we're probably obviously gonna have slightly different personalities. But when I was a baby, I did sleep a lot. I was very chill. I just laughed. I just ate food. Like, I wasn't like fussy or annoying or anything. I mean, all babies cry, let's be honest. But he goes to sleep on his own, sleeps through the night. He doesn't have to be soothed for hours. When he was a newborn, he did. I had to rock him. I had to feed him like 50 times. I had to like do the most to get him to fall asleep. But now he just lays down and passes out on his own, or he wants to be fed and then passes out. He's really not that much of a hassle. Not to mention, he's very smiley. He wakes up in the morning, he's like laughing. If you like talk to him or play with him, he's laughing. He's just a very chill, smart baby. I got very lucky. My mom is like convinced he's like some sort of gifted child or something, because she's like, I've been around a lot of babies in my life, and he's learning faster and reaching milestones faster than any baby I've known. She's like, you're gonna have to get him a piano because he's very smart, which is awkward because me and the baby daddy are both not very smart, I would feel like. I mean, obviously we're smart in our own ways, but neither one of us did very well in high school. We both went to like audio engineering school, which isn't like high quality college. So the fact that this kid is like seemingly very smart means he must have got that from my baby daddy's mom and dad. He must have got his intelligence from them, because he didn't get it from me. I don't know. What is your plan for Florida? To stay with the fam or to rent a house? Well, they are actually buying a house, and since Tiger is like only 3 months old right now, I don't want to live on my own till he's at least over a year old, possibly a year and a half. I just feel like having a newborn or like a small baby would be very hard to do on my own, by myself, working a job, making rent and stuff. So I think I want to wait till he's like a year and a half old before I decide to venture out on my own. I'm probably just going to rent an apartment unless there's a condo or something for rent. I'm not going to say rent is extremely cheap in Florida, but I've done my research, and like a 2-bedroom apartment is like $1,400. I'm sure you can get a house for like $1,000 to $1,400. That's like at least a 2-bedroom, if not more. So once it comes to that point, I will figure it out. But right now, I'm just gonna stay with my parents in their house. They're getting a 4-bedroom, and I think the master bedroom is downstairs with the bathroom and everything, and then the upstairs is basically gonna be me and 2 other bedrooms and a bathroom. So obviously one will be Tiger's and one will be a guest room. This question kind of got cut off, and it was in 2 parts, but I get what this person was trying to say. I asked these questions on my Instagram story, so like you can only type so much, I'm guessing. Basically the question is it hard being in the RV right now because of the whole virus going around and not being able to, I'm guessing, go out in public or whatever was the last part of that. Living in an RV right now, the most difficult, horrible part is the fact that it is so freaking hot. That's the worst part. It is freaking hot. Like, I'm feeling like once we get to like Washington, up north, Wyoming, whatever, it's going to be a lot more enjoyable. Like right now, because it's so hot, it's not enjoyable. But I don't have a problem being around my parents or whatever. That's not really an issue. It does kind of suck not being able to do fun stuff. But by the time this trip actually starts, which is going to be in the next week or two, a lot of the national parks and stuff and beaches are going to be reopened. The only thing I'm really concerned about is like Washington, D.C., like the museums out there. San Francisco, Disney World, stuff like that is concerning, but I'm hoping by July, August, when we do hit those places, it should be a little bit better. Hopefully, fingers crossed. What is the most memorable rave you've been to? Obviously, I'm gonna have to say my first rave, Bright Beginnings, even though it was a desert party, that just kind of like changed my whole life. I went from liking EDM in my bedroom with my iPod to actually experiencing it. So I got a tattoo, Bright Beginnings. That's the one I got lasered off. It's not that I like want to erase that part of my life. I just hated answering the question as to why I had that tattoo. Plus, it was just badly done. It was very cheap, so I wanted it removed. It was a $75 tattoo, took $900 to remove it, so not very smart. Obviously, for anyone who's an Arizona person watching this, who was in the rave scene a long time ago, there is this place called Booze Warehouse, and I'm not talking the 1-story. Yes, there was a lot of fun parties at the 1-story, but the 3-story warehouse, I think the first one I went to was like Dreams and Drums or something like that. And that venue was so cool, even though it was so dangerous. And I remember when it got shut down and torn down, there was like a whole article about it out here in Arizona about how all these underage kids were raving at this hella dangerous venue. Like, I remember in the basement, it had like a vault, like a money safe vault that was like huge, and people would go in there and like close the door. Like, I'm talking a vault door, and like do like light shows and stuff, even though it was dark in this warehouse anyways. Also, a honorable mention was Bloodfest 2008. When I dressed like a headhunter. I wish I still had pictures of it. If my computer wasn't wiped, I would have still had the pictures. That party was really fun just because I loved my outfit. I loved how there was a whole bunch of hardcore and hardstyle. It was just a really cool vibe. Also, I'm gonna have to say EDC 2008, when it was still at the Coliseum in LA, that was like such a vibe. Like, that was like old school EDC, back when they used to have the cheerleaders there, back when it was only like 2 stages. It was like such a freaking vibe. I keep saying that, but it was like such a memorable experience. Also, another honorable mention was a party out here called Fireflower that was up in like the mountains, like the desert area somewhere, and they were projecting like trippy projections on the mountain, and I just remember it looked so cool. And at that party, not me, and I'm being honest, not me, but most of the people there were on shrooms, and they were all just sitting up in the mountains while this projection's like on them. They're just like, yeah, man. But I remember that party got busted, and I literally almost ruined my car trying to get out of there, because I think I was like still underage or something at the time, and I was like, cops are here. Like, driving my car out of there so fast, because I did start raving when I was 17, so I did go to a lot of parties underage, unfortunately. Another honorable mention would have to be Freeze. This was back in like 2009, I think, this party called Freeze, but it did not hold up to its name. I dressed in like this full like Eskimo type raver outfit, like with like fluffies and everything. And they're like, yeah, it's gonna be CO2 cannon, it's gonna be Freeze themed. It was literally July in Arizona, no CO2 cannons. It was so freaking hot, but I just remember, and that was the night my ex-boyfriend threw up all over me because he dropped too much acid. Even though all that happened, it was such a fun party. Another one I cannot forget was America's Next Top Raver. The one I made this whole outfit for, because they had a contest like, hey, if you win this costume contest, you get like a digital camera or whatever. I was like, hell yeah. So I did this whole outfit made out of feathers and butterflies and stuff, thinking I was gonna win. And I didn't, because the reason someone in their underwear won was because the guy throwing the rave wanted to bang her, so he let her win so she could have the camera. And I was robbed. I was literally robbed. Everyone at that party knows I had the best freaking outfit. Also, can't forget Just Keep Raving. Was this kid who he wasn't a kid, he was like a teenager. He threw this rave called Just Keep Raving. His raver name was like Nemo or whatever. And it was in this like office building in downtown Phoenix. Me and the guy I was dating at the time couldn't find it. We were like walking all over downtown Phoenix, like, where is this? And we went into like an alleyway, and they're like, yeah, it's upstairs on like the 13th floor. So we got on like this elevator in this old like bank building, and it took us upstairs. And I just remember when the doors opened, like it was like, you know, elevator music, this weird bank building, then all of a sudden the doors opened, and it's just like doing like all this rave music, and like all these people like walking around chewing on binkies like in this like old office building. And it was like so cool, and it was so dangerous because people kept opening the windows, and like there was no screens or anything, and like they would open the windows and steam was just coming out. But yeah, those are my most memorable favorite raves. Are there any YouTubers that you've met that you thought you'd like but ended up not really vibing with them? I'm gonna link my series in the description. Clearly, Matthew Lush. First time I met him, we ate at Denny's together. We did a live stream together back when I lived on my own in this like studio in Hollywood. I thought he was really cool. I did vibe with him really well. I remember seeing him at VidCon, and we vibed. Like, there was a few times where, because we had mutual friends, where I saw him and we vibed, and it was totally chill. And so that's how we became friends, basically, and followed each other on social media and stuff. And that is how I ended up living with him. Obviously, once I moved in with him, the vibes were not there. He did not pass the vibe check. He was very controlling, very awful. Basically, if you want that whole story time, just go in the description. I'm going to link all the videos. Me and him do not mesh. I'm blocked on everything by him now. Me and Matthew Lush are not cool anymore. Plus, he's falling off, so it doesn't really matter. This doesn't really have anything to do with vibing, and I don't really know this person personally, but this is the only time I've ever seen this person in person. When I went to VidCon, I didn't get invited, but I'm friends with someone who got invited to a creator party. And when I got up to this like rooftop party, Tana Mojo and all those people were there, like Sam and Colby, like a whole bunch of people. Basically, like all these like huge YouTubers were there. I'm just gonna put this out there. Facetune is working wonders for Tana Mojo. She is not shaped like that in real life. She does not look like that in real life. I don't know if her outfit was just very unflattering on her, but she was big. Like, she wasn't just like slim thick like that she makes herself look. She was straight big. That's just the only interaction I've had with her, seeing her in person, and she just did not look anything like her pictures. I hate to be a hater, but yeah. Also, this is a horrible story, and this could be a story time in itself. But there's this one YouTuber, he has a couple million, and it's probably not who you think it is. I've never actually said this guy's name in any live stream or any video because he still follows me. We're still cool. I don't know, define cool. Basically, we used to talk a lot on Snapchat. He found me through live streaming and stuff. I'm just gonna give a hint. A lot of his videos that got a lot of views were like eating at the lowest rated restaurant in LA and stuff like that. Also, he was very popular on Vine. So this might kind of give away who he is, but he got all of his fame first from Vine and then moved to YouTube. So I met up with this guy, and when we met up, the vibe was just off. Like, he wouldn't let me pet his dog, and like he wanted me to do something really weird. Like, me and him ended up hooking up, but before we hooked up, he wanted me to do something very weird. And honestly, like, I thought I was getting pranked because he did make a lot of prank videos for a while. So I literally thought I was getting pranked. And I remember stopping and being like, am I getting pranked? Like, is your mom about to walk in or something? Like, I can just see the title, like, this happened and my mom came in, or, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like a setup, you know? It felt like I was about to get pranked. And he was like, no, man, why would I put this on YouTube? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just kind of a weird vibe, you know? Don't even know why I ended up hooking up with him, but whatever. How do you stay positive after situations happen to you? Also, you inspire me. Thank you so much for that. That's really sweet to say. I feel like I'm not positive at all. I take out a lot of aggression and anger on Twitter by retweeting passive aggressive stuff. Honestly, I feel like I could really improve in that department. This is why I'm still single, not because I'm so ugly or whatever. It's because I'm just not in a mental mindset or position to move on. Like, I'm still pissed, and I feel like that's unfair for whoever I date next to be in a relationship with someone who's still pissed off at their ex, even though I don't want to be with him. The fact that I'm still like carrying this anger inside of me is not cool. I don't know if this question was directed towards that, if this question is directed towards Matthew Lush or that porn star girl. I don't know which situation you're referring to. There's been a few people that have been just absolutely freaking evil to me. I'm not gonna say no reason, like they probably in their head believe that I was some toxic person in their life when really they have no idea like the magnitude of things they did to me as well. But I try my hardest to just block them and heal in my own time and try to move on in a healthy way so I can have healthier relationships in the future with friends and boyfriends or whatever, so I'm not carrying anger and weirdness around. Anyway, so that is the end of this video. I hope you guys like it. I have one more scheduled and sponsored video that I have to post after this, which will be the next week. And then that starts all the road trip vlogs for the next 3 months. I'm very excited, but I had to just have something for you guys to watch in the meantime. Also, if you want to follow my son, if you want to follow me on any of my other socials or watch any of my live streams, all of the links are in the description down there. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I've been very active. I post a new video every single week. All my vlogs and everything are scheduled and planned, so hopefully everything's posted on time. Also, make sure to give the video a like. Also, leave a comment because I do react and respond to every comment in the comment section. So that is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video next time. So bye.